For this lesson, we're going to look at 1.5, investments involving regular payments. By the end of this lesson, we should be able to determine using technology the total value of an investment when there are regular contributions to the principal, and to be able to understand that the future value of a single deposit has a greater future value than a series of regular payments of the same total amount. And just a note, small deposits over a long term can have a greater future value than large deposits over a short term because there is more time for a compound interest to be earned. So for our example, Darva is saving for a trip to Australia in 5 years. She deposits $500 into her savings account at the end of each 6-month period. The account earns 3.8% compounded semi-annually. How much money will be the account at the end of the 5 years, and how much interest was earned? So for this example and your practice questions and moving forward, we're going to be focusing on using the financial calculator now. That's online because it's going to make our calculations easier and a whole lot quicker. So I'm going to move a couple things around here just so we can see the question as well as our financial calculator. So just a reminder, when you get to your financial calculator, make sure that the right-hand side is all zeros and nos. So for this question, we have Darva is saving her trip to Australia in 5 years. She deposits $500 into her savings account at the end of each 6-month period. So what's going to happen now is this starting amount is going to be our zero because we're not starting with anything in the account. And then after each 6 months, she's going to put $500 in. So I'm going to switch the periodic investment amount to 500. For the number of cash flows, we have that she's doing it every 6 months for 5 years. So that's going to be every 2 years for 5 years. So that's 10 times altogether. Our interest rate is 3.8. And our goal amount is the unknown. Now we have, so switching today's date to the 1st, and then we're going to be 6 months later. So 6 months later would be March, so 03/01/2022. And then we're doing semi-annually for our compound. I'm going to hit calculate. And now, so her goal amount, so to answer the first part of this question, her future value is equal to $5,449.90. So that answered part 1 of this question. Now for part 2, we want to know how much interest was earned. So to be able to figure that out, we first need to figure out how much money she has actually put into this. So she's putting in $500 every 6 months for 5 years. So I'm going to take the 5,000. And so every 6 months, so that's twice a year for 5 years. So that works out to be $5,000 altogether. So she's invested $5,000. And so to figure out how much interest she earned, we're going to take the future value. So the $5,449.90 minus how much she's put in, so the 5,000. So the interest that she has paid is $449.90. So that's how much extra money she has gained.